Good morning. Wow, it's not 7 a.m., it's 10 a.m., which is weird. I'm going to let y'all get on before because it takes a minute. So if you're catching the replay, just hang on just a minute. Everybody will be here and I'll begin. Hope you're doing well. I feel like I need to pop my neck. Good morning. Y'all are coming on. I've been reading y'all's comments. I've been sneaking in y'all's conversation. I've been that quiet person behind the scenes, watching and not commenting. Oh. Good morning, Marcy, Chris. Chris, one day I am going to talk about the story about how we met because I was on the phone yesterday telling someone the story and I was laughing so hard it wasn't even funny. So one day I'm going to say how Chris and Julie and I met. I am a weirdo. I've been sneaking in. Hey, Diane. Hey, Debbie, Lisa, Jane, Melissa. Melissa, I read your comment about me. Thank you. But see, it's not that y'all need me. It's like I need y'all. I know this is Marcia. I love you. And I hope that you're having a fantastic day. And Marcia, we have got to go to lunch soon. And I want to go to Whataburger. That's where I want to go, Marcia. Oh, Nanette. That's so sweet, Nanette. Good morning, Nancy. Missy. Hey, Missy, I'm coming to Missouri Monday. No, I'm coming to Missouri Wednesday. Oh, before I forget, when I said that, it reminded me. I will not be live at 7 a.m. on Wednesday because I'll be letting the chickens out and getting in the car and driving to Florence to see my son because we're getting in the car and driving 6 hours to Missouri. So Kayla will be Aunt Judy Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I'm sure, I don't know, can you go live, Kayla, on your page? I think you can. So Kayla will be playing. Okay, Kayla will be going live Wednesday, sometime Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. She'll go live at some point to let y'all know how the farm's doing and how it is to be Aunt Judy. And Shane, Shane and I have been together for 9 years. We've been married for 7 years. I have never been away from home without Shane in 5 years. So this is first. Shane's fixing to get a taste of being Aunt Judy in the afternoons, like coming home from work, doing farm chores. Of course, Kayla will probably spoil him rotten. She'll have everything done, so all he has to do is feed the animals. Oh, goodness. Good morning, Kimberly. I'm glad to see you here. Good morning, Kasami. Yolanda. No husband party time. My son and I have a lot of plans. I thought about going live while we're driving because I'm not going to be driving. He will be driving. So I thought about going live in the car, but it depends on if he's comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. I'm having a brain fart. Missy, I forgot what part of Missouri I'm going to. I'm just along for the ride. Missy, where am I going in Missouri? I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe she'll tell us because she knows where I'm going. I'm going to this theater show. St. Louis. I'm going to St. Louis, Missouri. That's where I'm going. And we are going to be staying in a barn. My son rented a Airbnb that is a barn. It's a little red barn in the middle of a pasture. And so that is so out of my son's comfort zone. Like that's all me, but that is not my son. So it's going to be funny to see how he is living in a barn. But I'll be taking videos and I'll be posting and stuff like that. Okay. So I'm going to get started. I have got terrible anxiety, just to let you know. Out of a 0 to a 10, I would say my anxiety level is an 8 or a 9. Like I've been having to sit here taking deep breaths to try to get my anxiety down in order to get out what I need to say. So I'm going to do my very best. Kayla is here to answer any questions. I decided I'm going to take off my glasses, even though I'm not getting ready, because if I sit here and try to read comments and talk, I'm going to get distracted. And I really feel like there's a lesson to be taught today. So I have officially become blind and cannot see your comments. So Kayla is here and Chris is here to answer anything. And you backup dancers, if you know the answer, you're welcome to respond to these people and answer to them. It doesn't have to be Kayla and Chris. So people that know the answer to your question, to someone's question, you're welcome to respond. Okay. I want to make sure that I choose all my words correctly. I've said this before. Anytime I'm trying to teach a lesson, teaching a lesson means not sitting it out, but dancing, because oftentimes we sit it out because of anxiety, because of a misunderstanding, because of assumptions. All of those things cause us to sit it out. So when you're listening to my lives and I'm not in the farm and I'm trying to teach you how to dance and telling you every mistake I've made in my life to try to show you that I am not perfect and you're not alone with assumptions and expectations. You're not alone. I do it too. I have anxiety. You're not. I really try to show you guys that all these things that I'm going through is a lesson that I try to teach us. So I am not the live. When I'm talking about lessons to be learned and how to dance. I'm not that live that you can come into 10 minutes late or leave early. You have to hear the whole story. I'm a storyteller. And so in order to get my point across, you have to hear the whole story. So if you listen to the first part of the story and then get off my live and make an assumption about what I'm trying to say, or you get your feelings hurt, or I guess that's on you, because I'm telling you right now that I need you to listen to the whole story to understand the point that I'm trying to get across. Do y'all understand that? Okay. So if you're at work and you're like, oh, the boss walks in and you're like, oh, I got to get off my live. Make sure that you come back before you make any assumptions about what I'm talking about. That's what I please ask you to do, is listen to the whole story. All right. So I'm going to start off with me. I'm going to start off with me because I am so guilty of this. So yesterday, a school called me to book a field trip. No, she didn't call me. She texted me. So the school called me. They said, hey, we want to come back. They were here spring and they want to come back fall. And she's like, hey, we want to book a field trip. Is this date okay? So I went and looked and I said, yes, it's available. What time? 10 to 1 is when we do them. And so then she sent me a long message. Okay. And I read the first sentence and then I responded to her. And I read the first sentence and then I responded, when do you want me to send you the invoice? And I didn't read the whole message. And then I was like, dang. Because then when I went back and read the whole message, I was like, dang, she told me that. And then I turned around and didn't read her message and said, when do you want me to send the invoice? And her message said, I can't remember exactly, but there's going to be 18 kids and an adult with each kid. And I'm going ahead and submitting this to payroll. So will you go ahead and send us the invoice? But it was longer than that. And I'm ADHD. And I didn't read the whole blame message. I read the first one. And I went to, when do you want me to send? Because school's not in session. So I didn't know when she wanted me to send the invoice. And I didn't want to forget. So I jumped the gun and read the first message. And then I responded. And then went back and went, I didn't read the whole message. She already said that. And I look stupid. And I was so frustrated with myself because I do that all the time. I do that all the time. As a matter of fact, I did it again this afternoon. I mean, this morning. I was sitting here trying to figure out the lesson to teach you. And I jumped to what I was going to say, and I didn't break down what was happening. And I was like, I'm doing the same thing they're doing. I'm jumping to an assumption of what they're talking about. Like I am a train wreck. And so when I talk about this situation, I'm not getting on to anybody because the number one person that does this is Aunt Judy. I make assumptions and I don't read the whole story. And I jump to because I'm so eager to respond and I don't read the whole message and I make assumption about what they meant without breaking it down or asking. I just make the assumption. So know that ahead of this ball game. So now on to the story. Let me take a sip of water. So this morning, I posted my video because I do videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So this morning, I get up at 5:30 and I posted my video. I first posted on YouTube because I upload it and then I make it go public between 5:30 and 6 a.m. And I have to physically go do that. So I made it public on YouTube. Well, then I have to share it to Facebook because not everyone on Facebook has YouTube. And they like for me just to post the link. So all they have to do is go click and they can watch my video. But Facebook and YouTube do not get along. They're totally two different platforms. And when you're a creator and you're on multiple platforms like YouTube and Facebook, Facebook and Instagram is the same person. They're owned by Meta. But YouTube is owned by Google, right? So they're two different businesses. So Facebook doesn't generally like for you to post your YouTube video, out there. It's kind of like you're stabbing them in the foot going, you're trying to get people to go over here to YouTube and we're trying to build Facebook and, they don't like it. So what creators do to try to be friendly is we just post our thumbnail on Facebook and then we put the link in the comments. So yesterday when I did my video, if you haven't watched the video, the first part of the video was about me having to go to the vet. And I had to go to the vet at 8 a.m. because I had somewhere to be and I had to leave my house at 10 a.m. So when I went back and watched the video, I'm like, Lord, I am talking like a puppet. I'm talking 90 miles an hour on this video. And it's because I was trying to multitask. I was trying to show, because I care about you followers. So I try to document everything that happens in my farm because I don't want to leave you out. Like if someone's sick at the farm, I'm trying to run around and get the animal, and I'm trying to put it in the car, and I'm trying to video, and so sometimes I'm talking like 90 to nothing because I'm trying to multitask because I don't want to leave you out. So if I sound like I'm talking, it's because I was in a hurry. So when I finished the video, and this is a creator's nightmare, is a thumbnail. Okay. When it comes to YouTube, it is a nightmare. I hate it. I literally hate it because what happens is if your thumbnail is not interesting, they're not watching your video. You know, if I put Leroy is sick, but he's so much better now, they're like, well, he's better. I'm not watching the video. And they'll just keep on going to something else. Okay. So when you become a creator, you have to put something catchy in the thumbnail because you want people to watch the video. And the reason you want people to watch the video is because there's farmers like me that are trying to figure out how to pay a $1,500 feed bill, and it's been raining for 10 days solid and I hadn't made a dime. And I'm like, oh God, I'm not making any money. There's no tours. There's no field trips. I had to cancel everything because it's pouring down raining. And as a creator, you rely on your backup dancers to watch your videos because you're not making any money during the week because it's pouring down raining and thunder and lightning. So you're like, I got to put a reason here for people to click the video because I have a fee bill. Okay. So oftentimes as a creator, and if you're a creator, you get me. You're like, I sit there and put a video together and I'm like, what the crap was that about? I'm like, I don't even know what to put on the thumbnail. I don't even know what my video's about because it takes me about 2.5 hours to edit a video. Sometimes I'm quicker, but most of the time it takes me a minute to edit a video to make it right because you have to worry about the sound, the picture, cutting stuff out, putting the right music, not making the music too loud, all those things. So when I did the video, I was like, once again, I was like, what the crap is this about? I don't even know. Okay, well, the group home was here. Okay, it was about the rabbit. So if I said in my thumbnail, in my description, if I told y'all what happened with the rabbit, I'm going to have 500 views on that, and my animals are going to starve because I don't get paid for 500 views. Okay. You have to have at least 1,000 views to make anything. Okay. So if I tell you the story, you're not going to watch because you already know the story because you just saw, hey, went and took the rabbit to the vet and this is what he said and this is what's happening. Poor rabbit. You're not watching the video. So it's almost when you're a creator, you also have to sell yourself to get people to watch the video. So today I was scrolling through Facebook and I came across this pitch line. Hang on, I screenshotted it. So what it is It's this crash. You see how terrible that is? And you're like, oh my gosh, did the person die? What happened? And it says, torn apart, and a man is an emoji crying and a broken heart. She has lost her whole world in an instant. After mom, dad, and 2 sisters were all killed in a horrible crash. When you find out who they are, you will cry. Check the first comment. So this creator is trying to get you to go to the comments to figure out who this is, because if she told you who this crash was, you don't need to look at the video. So this person is trying to get you to go to the comments. So oh wait, I've already got off of it. So probably in the comments is the link to her YouTube channel to watch the whole episode. Or it's to her blog to read the whole story about what happened with this crash. So it's almost, when you're a creator, you have to be a good sales rep, okay? Because you have to sell your video. Because even though I have 84,000 people or 83,000 people follow me on Facebook, if I don't make it creative, you ain't watching it. You're going to just keep going if I tell you what happened, okay? I know it seems silly, but it is how it is. If you go to people's thumbnail, they're trying to get you to click on the video because they're trying to figure out how to feed their family, or they're trying to figure out how to feed their animals. Okay? So if they don't put something clicky on there, you ain't clicking. Because example, I don't know, 23,000 people on YouTube, and maybe 1,500 people watch the video. And you're like, where's the other 22,000 people? Like, where do they go? Why aren't they watching my videos? And the reason is because they subscribe to a whole bunch of channels. And if Cog Hill Farm puts something more catchy than Sneed's Farmhouse, they're more apt to watch Cog Hill Farm because they put a catchy phrase. It sounds crazy, but it's the nature of being a creator. Needless to say, after I did my video, I was like, what the crap is this about? I don't even know. My rabbit's sick. The group home came. Like I'm building my education center. So you try to put something about the video in the thumbnail, because then you get ridiculed for. I had to learn what the word clickbait was. I had to go, Kayla, what the crap's clickbait mean? I didn't know. Clickbait, in case you don't know, is, I might say, Shane gave me a brand new diamond ring and I can't wait for you to see it. And then they're like, oh, let me watch this video and see. And nowhere in the video did Shane give me a ring. And you clicked that video to watch it because you were dying to see this big old huge rock that Shane bought me. And nowhere in the video did Shane give me a ring. And then you're ticked off at that creator because the creator said that she got this big old diamond ring from Shane, and I couldn't wait to see it. I watched the whole freaking 20-minute video, and nowhere in the darn video was a ring. That is clickbait. So when you're a creator, you're like, okay, I don't need to be clickbait. I need to stick with the facts. So the facts are, the group home was here. Kayla and I have done all this work in the education center, and so has Shane. And the rabbit went to the vet. So I'm thinking in my head, what kind of thumbnail do I do? So I did the background as the education center, and Shane was putting the last part of the 10. And then I had a picture of Willis Jr., the rabbit, in the photo. And then I had me going, because I got terrible news that the rabbit had cancer. Okay. The people on YouTube, remember, these are two platforms. YouTube and Facebook are totally two different platforms. YouTube people, understand thumbnails. Y'all are very educated with thumbnails. The only time that you get mad at a thumbnail is if it's a clickbait. You guys get it, right? You know what thumbnails are all about because you study YouTube. You watch YouTube. Facebook people have no clue what a thumb. I mean, they don't really understand that thumbnail. They don't. Facebook people want to watch like quick videos, 1-minute videos. They want to see pictures. YouTube people want to watch the 20-minute video because they're dying to know what's happening on your farm because they get invested in your animals and your farm. So they will sit and watch a 20-minute video. Facebook people, no, they are not watching a 20-minute video. Some will, but very few do. But YouTube people would rather watch the 20-minute little episode because they love your farm and they want to support you and they can't wait to see what's going on with the farm. So I always, as soon as I posted on YouTube, I automatically put the thumbnail and the link in the comments. And what happened this morning is I did that. And immediately, this lady that I've known my entire life that I freaking love with all my heart, she's about 85 years old, still teaching school at 85 years old. She is who got me teaching aerobics for the first time. I went to elementary school with her kids. I went to high school with her son. I graduated with her son. She's known me since I was a little bitty girl. And she is a Shane Sneed lover. And she met Shane Sneed for the first time and she was drooling. She was like, she loves Shane. Okay. So I posted my thumbnail on my Facebook and she was the very first person that commented. And she looked at the photo, the thumbnail, and was like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Who has cancer? Oh my gosh, please tell me no. She panicked. She didn't click the link. She panicked and assumed that Shane had cancer. So the one comment triggered the next person because the next person was my relative. She knows me. She knows my heart. She knows my soul. And she commented, Judy, you're better than this. And I was like, what the? Okay. So then I went out there and I went to the thumbnail and I hit delete. And I was like, I'm deleting it because this is a train wreck. I didn't even, when I made the thumbnail, I was talking about my rabbit the whole time. And the lady that loved Shane was scared to death that Shane had cancer. So one comment makes another comment come. And I thought, if I don't delete this, I'm fixing to get beat up like you ain't going to even imagine. And it ain't worth it. I can't feel it today. I got a lot of crap going on in my head with my dad. And I can't handle that and being beat up. Most of the time, I can handle being beat up. But today is not the day. So I was like, it's not worth it. I'm just going to delete it. So then I immediately went to Adobe. Adobe is where I create my thumbnails. And I said, okay, let me correct this. I don't know what I'm going to put out here, but I need to fix this and not put that. They said cancer. I need to change this because people are thinking now Shane has cancer. And that's the last thing I want. And I care about what people think. So I started going to my thumbnail screen and I was trying to create, and I was going to change it on YouTube. So then after I fixed it, I went out to YouTube to post it. And I was like, Dang, these backup dancers are rocking today. I already have 1,000 views and it's only been like 2 hours. And I thought, sugar, they're probably ripping me a new one. So I went out there to my comments and I had 1,000 views and not one person was negative. Out of all those views, 1,000 people, no one on YouTube thought that Shane had cancer. And why? Because YouTube people understand a thumbnail. Okay? They're probably like, YouTube people are like, oh, dang, who has cancer? Is it Larry? Is it Shane? Is it the rabbit? Who is it? Oh, I want to watch this. You YouTube people, y'all understand a thumbnail. But Facebook people do not understand a thumbnail. Okay? And I realized really quickly, because what I was doing, the first thing that went through my mind, because the first thing I did was see those 2 comments on Facebook, and I went to assumption. I went straight to assumption. So because I know the lady personally, I have her cell phone number, and I said, honey, Shane doesn't have cancer. She was like, oh, thank God, who does? I was like, she ain't watching my video. So I said, oh, it's my rabbit. My rabbit has cancer. And she was like, oh, thank God. And I'm like, thank God my rabbit has cancer. Are you kidding me? Like, thank God. I was like, my rabbit is my baby. Like, my rabbit having cancer is like devastating to me. But other people are like, it's just a rabbit, Judy. Like, it's just a rabbit. So I cleared it with her, and my assumption of what she thought was correct. She thought Shane had cancer. So I cleared that up. Well, the other person, I began to make the assumption that she didn't watch the video either. She read the person's comment. She read the lady panicking over the word cancer and thinking Shane had cancer. So I made the assumption that my family member went straight going, I cannot believe that Judy made this lady think that Shane had cancer. So that's what I was thinking. But then when I was in the middle of putting my live together, I was like, I'm sitting here assuming that she is saying that because the previous person said that. But the problem is, I don't know the facts. I don't know the facts. And I didn't have her phone number to ask her what the facts were. I just made the assumption that she thought just like the first lady. She said, Judy, you're no better than you're better than this. And I thought, okay, well, I'm doing exactly what she's doing. She possibly made the assumption that I'm trying to trick people. Maybe it's clickbait. I don't know what you call it, into thinking that one of my family members have cancer. That was not my intention. Okay. But I made the assumption that she thought that. But I do know that comments are contagious. I have been on social media long enough to watch comments be contagious. Because what happens is maybe after you watch the video, or even before you watch the video, you're like, what are other people saying? I don't feel like watching the video, so let me see what they're saying. Guilty, me. I'm guilty of that. I've watched other creators, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what happened, but I don't have 20 minutes to sit here and watch it, so let me read what let me see what they're saying in the comments. And if they're saying in the comments, I can't believe you did this. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that LaWanda did that. She is a train wreck. And if you read the comments, you begin to think that you know what happened in the video. So then when you read all the comments, you're like, oh, they're fixing to get my 2 cents. Okay, well, I can't believe you took Bluey to the rescue center, whatever. And I didn't watch the video. And I just read the comments and I make the assumption of what the video is about. And what would have happened is if I would have left that thumbnail on Facebook and the first 2 comments were train wrecks, chances are I would have probably made $1,000 off bad negative comments beating me up. But I decided I don't care about the money. I'm hitting delete because I cannot deal with that today. I cannot. That is not what I intended to happen. I didn't intend anyone to think that my husband had cancer. I would never do that. So I just deleted it. But I thought in my head, this is a perfect example of what we do. We get ourselves in so much trouble when we make assumptions or we set expectations of what other people should do. We get ourselves in huge trouble. I do it all the time. I do it even when I preach it. Like as soon as we leave here, I might do it again. I'm like, I got to catch myself, because what happens is when your brain is automatically programmed to, I ain't got time to watch this, but let me read the comments. You go to thinking you know what the video's about, and you don't. You read one comment that someone says negative, and you're like, you're either chewing them out because you've watched every single one of my videos, from my lives to my shorts to my post, and you're like, oh, Aunt Judy ain't saying her husband has cancer, and you're going to chew them out, or you're going to go, oh, poor Judy, Shane's got cancer. Judy, I am so sorry to hear about Shane. And you go straight to commenting and not watching the video. But this is what I've realized. There is a reason why these platforms are totally different. There's reasons. And for creator purposes, YouTube is a creator friendly. It's consistent. It is consistent. It's very creator friendly. The other is not. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. Change the rules, don't tell you. It's like all over the freaking map. And if you follow enough creators, you know it is a total train wreck. And you can't depend on that, because you have no idea what the rules are to that platform, the Blue platform. You have no idea the rules, the regulations, because they constantly change. And you've watched these big channels that depend on that for their income lose it. And if you ever listen to a creator that's quit their job to do social media full time, your heart just breaks in two when you realize what happens on social media with income on that platform. That doesn't happen on the red platform, but it does on the Blue platform. I've seen it multiple times. So I think the lesson to be learned today for me is, what happens when you're a creator is, I'm just going to speak for myself. I'm not speaking for other people. For me, when my farm is dead and there's no field trips and there's no tours and it rains for 2 weeks, or it's too hot or whatever, and people ain't coming, I have to figure out, I have to pay for my animals to be fed. And I'm not pulling out of our, that's another story. I can't pull out of my household income. I have to figure it out myself. I don't know how to say it. If I don't figure out how to pay for my animals' food, Sneeze Farmhouse is over. It's over. Like, Shane is not for Judy. I will pay for all your feed, all your coops. You stay home. I'll go work 7 days a week, 14 hours a day, and I will give you all these beautiful coops. I'll feed all your animals. You never have to worry about hay. You're Cinderella to me, Judy, and I will give you the shirt off my back to make sure Sneed's Farmhouse never goes out of business. I'd be living in a fantasy land, and any woman would be living in a fantasy land if that happened. So I have to figure out how to make ends meet, right? So I've realized that as a creator, you're trying to get the people on Facebook to go to another platform because it's a dead end. You can't depend on it to feed your animals for the rest of your life. It's a dead end. Where YouTube is not a dead end. So you're trying to tell all these people, and that's why you see all these creators post their thumbnail and the link in the comments, is because we're trying to say, hey, will y'all support us? If you love me, please go to YouTube. Please. Like, please. That's what we're trying to say in a loving way. And there's a lot of people that don't want to do that. They would rather just click the link and go to YouTube and watch it. But I'm not doing that no more. It's too confusing. Facebook people are now we have double dippers, right? That are on Facebook and YouTube both. We do. We have, they're like, I'm dedicated to you, Judy. If you go to TikTok, I'm following. If you go to Instagram, I'm following you. Wherever you go, girl, I got your back. There's people that would do that. Okay. But there's a lot of people that are like, I ain't going to YouTube. I hate it. I'm saying Facebook's my baby. I'm not going. I don't know how to do all that new stuff. I'm not going to YouTube. So I decided in my heart, I teach you this. At the end of the day, when there's confusion and misunderstanding and so forth, you can't go, well, those jacklegs just ain't even clicking on the link to watch the video. No, you have to say, what is my ownership in what's happening? And my ownership in what's happening is, I think these people on Facebook understand what a thumbnail is, and they don't. Not everyone on Facebook understands what a thumbnail is. So that's my ownership, is if I continue to do that, I'm going to continue to cause confusion. And if my own family members are confused, and my own people that have known me since I was a little girl, like 6 years old, is thinking Shane has cancer, those are two people that I love from the bottom of my heart. And if I've confused them, can you imagine what I'm doing to the people that do not know their Aunt Judy and automatically assume that my husband has cancer and is dying? Okay. So I realized real quick, I am no longer from this day putting a thumbnail in my link in comments on Facebook. It will be two separate platforms. So if you enjoy my YouTube videos, you're going to need to go to YouTube, because I just think thumbnails are too confusing to Facebook. Personally, I don't think it, like I said, if my people that know me are confused, that's enough for me to go, okay, no more. No more thumbnails on Facebook. And to be honest with you, I don't think there's really that many people that watch my link for it to even matter. I don't. In my head, I care what you think, and I know that I can't please everyone. I realize that. But at the end of the day, I have to look within my heart and say, what is right? What kind of image do I want to be? Do I want to be this person where people make the assumption that my husband has cancer? No, that is not what my heart desires. And that I am not going to sit and watch people think that Shane has cancer. That's not something to play with. I don't give a hell of beans if I made $100,000 off that video going viral. It is not that important to me. I would never play around with my husband's health like that. I would never make you think that Shane has cancer and I want you to click on that video. That is not my heart. That is not my desire. And that is not who I am. Nor do I want to portray that to anybody. Never. So if you are watching me from Facebook and you enjoyed the longer videos, YouTube is not difficult. I know Lester did this long video on how to do YouTube. It's not difficult. It's actually easier than Facebook, to be honest. So if you want to watch my long videos, you're going to might have to get out of your comfort zone and try something new, just like I did 5 years ago. And I will tell you that what happens when you go to YouTube is, like, you know how I go live every Monday and Wednesday at 7? Well, people get here early and chit chat in the comments because YouTube lets you get on here and wait on me, and people talk and they become friends. Facebook, it causes confusion too, because what happens is Facebook sees like if Kayla's commenting to you, it shows it on Facebook and they're like, what is she talking about? Because they can't see the YouTube comments and YouTube can't see the Facebook comments. So it causes confusion when you go live because they're like, what is this? Because they're reading the comments and they're like, what is this person talking about? I can't see their comments. And it causes crazy confusion. But as a creator, can you imagine if I tried to go live on Facebook and then I tried to go live on YouTube and create the same message? I can't do that. I can't do that. So my live will be on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, but I will not post any more thumbnails and links to my YouTube on Facebook. Facebook doesn't like it to begin with, so no more. I will have 2 platforms when it comes to post and videos, Facebook and YouTube. So if you want to see those, again, go to YouTube and see them, because no longer will I post a link because it causes people to think my husband has cancer. That ain't happening. All right. I hope that you learned something from this. I know that I have, because I realize so many times I do the same thing. I just look at a picture and then go read the comments and make the assumption of what the video is about. And then I begin to comment, and it ain't even, the video has nothing to do with what I just said. And I make a total idiot of myself because they're like, what is she talking about? You know, or you jump to conclusions and you're not listening to the person, or you're not reading the whole message. And then you're like your Aunt Judy and respond after you read the first sentence. I'm guilty of that. And I'm sure so many of you are just like me. You don't want to read the whole message. You're just trying to hurry up and respond because you're in a hurry. and you find yourself when you're in a hurry and you don't read the whole message, you make a fool of yourself. So I hope today made sense. I hope that the carry away today is to learn about not feeding off someone else's comment, making hang on. Oh, Kayla is saying that she will help anybody that needs to, if they don't know how to do YouTube, Kayla will walk you through it. But I hope that, sometimes we base our opinion after you've read like 10 comments and people are saying the same thing. You base your opinion off those 10 comments instead of watching for yourself, making your own decision. You're influenced by the 10 comments that are ahead of you. That happens. I've been guilty of it. So learn how to slow down. Watch the video before you comment. Don't read the comments before you make your comment because you'll be influenced by other comments. Go with your heart. And always, like your mom taught you, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. That's all of our parents taught us that, right? They did. And there is Facebook etiquette, and it's hard to learn it, but be nice, be kind. You have choices today. You can sit it out or you can dance. And I hope today that you learned how to dance by not making assumptions, not jumping to conclusions, and slowing down and not feeding off other people. I'll see you later. I will be live Monday, but I will not be live Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. If you don't follow Kayla's not on YouTube. Kayla is on Facebook. She's Sneed's Farmhouse Backup Dancers. So if you don't follow her, she will be going live on that. So if you want to see her be Aunt Judy, go follow her page. I will be posting pictures and videos of my life Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with my son. We're going to Six Flags, and we're going to Purina Feed, which kind of goes against Kalmbach, but I want to go see the competition. And I heard that their plant is awesome because it has a petting zoo. So I wanted to go see that. We're going to, I don't remember the name of the show. We're going to a show in St. Louis. It's a theater show. We're going to some restaurant that has like 110 different ranches. My son is a big ranch person. He loves ranch dressing. And it's some restaurant that specializes in all these different ranches. So we're going there, and we're going to some breakfast place. I don't know. So me and my son really have fun together. It's my youngest son. His name is Vanson. He's precious. And I can't wait to have a good time. And I can't wait to see Shane without me. I'll see y'all Monday. Love you. Bye.